Hey y'all, welcome to Living Real Life Outdoors. From turkey tails and trout trails to tall tines and tailwaters. An outdoor audio magazine podcast focusing on hunting, fly fishing, archery, firearms too. Interviews and hunting and fishing stories, men and women of the outdoors, a conservationist of the wildlife we pursue. See y'all in the woods and on the streams. Your host, Legends of the Outdoors Board of Directors, Donnie Conway.
Really? Oh God.
Here we go, guys. It's White Buffalo Fly Fishing Shop. It is their first anniversary, correct?
First anniversary.
And you're kicking some butt with Purple Haze. Now, would you consider the Purple Haze nymph a summertime fly fishing?
Yeah, man. I guess the way it's been tied is Adams, pretty much, with a purple body. So it's a pretty good searching pattern.
Have you ever caught any fish with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I used to fish that quite a bit. Yeah.
And now,
We've got sort of.
so now Billy's back here tying the hippie stomper.
Yeah.
So now tell me, do you think that we had the intro with Jimi Hendrix, Purple Haze?
Yeah.
Do you think that the hippie stomper and the Purple Haze was tied by 60s doper
Oh, there's
that
no
went
doubt.
to Woodstock?
There's no doubt. Yeah, there's no doubt.
I mean, to be named that, it makes you wonder.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you got what's that one called, that other nymph? The Rainbow.
Oh, Rainbow Warrior?
Yeah, Rainbow Warrior. That's got to be a hippie thing too.
It could be. Yeah.
But anyway, guys, welcome to the show. This will be episode 14, and trying to get Billy over here to help out. Maybe he'll slide in on the second portion, but he's back here in the corner tying flies. Anyway, we want to talk about summer fly fishing, and for this first portion, and then the second portion we'll probably get into being the first year anniversary for White Buffalo Fly Shop.
Yeah.
And might get Dan to do a little short 2-minute commercial of some products that he's carrying. I just bought dang near all of his LOON nippers, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, so Dan, why don't you give us a lowdown on summer fly fishing, man?
Summer fly fishing. The first thing that really comes to mind, we were talking about this a little bit earlier this morning even, is fish handling in the summertime. That
Especially when it's warm, right?
Yeah, it's become a lot more important here as of late, and so we do have a little bit of benefit because we have a lot of spring creeks and things like that, so our water temperatures are a little bit more consistent here, but we do have those service a lot of our tributaries are bigger rivers, and those water temperatures come up quite a bit, and so the biggest thing is just keeping them in the water.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
So now the further you get downstream from the spring, the warmer it starts to get.
Yeah.
Now what is it, like 68 they want you to quit fishing?
Yeah, I mean that's sort of.
I mean that's when you should, actually before that probably.
Yeah, and so like bringing them up into those shallower sections and stuff, that water temperature is quite a bit higher.
I would think 60, 62 is still pushing.
Yeah.
Because it's wearing them down more.
Yeah, trying to land your fish as quickly as possible and using extended handle nets always good.
Because they're
keeping them
the
in
warmer
contact.
temperatures, they lose more oxygen. Don't
Yep, absolutely.
they?
Those are the biggest things, and I don't know how many people have used hook removers and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Those are always good for summertime.
Well, that's why I
fishing.
got the nippers.
Yeah, and
Because I don't ever touch a trout if I don't want to keep it.
yeah,
I just
absolutely.
reach down with them nippers and pop that hook right
Yeah,
out
yeah,
and never have to touch it.
yeah, and using the pigtail type hook
And
removers
a lot
are
of
good
people
too.
don't. A lot of people don't get it that if you take even wet hands, I read an article where the even wet hands is going to take some of that slime off.
Yeah, I
And that
agree.
slime protects them from diseases.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And parasites.
Yeah, keeping them in the water is the best way to go if you're going to be fishing on sort of those shoulders of where you're not so sure about how warm the water temperatures are and things like that.
And
Carry
I'm
them on
guilty
there.
of this too. I've seen people grab a trout by the lips like you would a bass. And that can damage their jaws because trout are super tender,
Yeah,
fragile fish.
yeah,
They can't withstand the stuff that bass, smallmouth, largemouth, and
yeah,
other, catfish and all that can stand.
yeah. Yeah, just kneeling down and keeping them in the water the best you can, and removing those hooks and setting them loose pretty quickly is the best way to go.
Now you may already know this, but a lot of people don't if they don't do a lot of trout fishing. Trout is like salmon and steelhead. It's the healthiest fish you can eat on the planet because it's cold water fish.
Yeah.
They're constantly fresh water running through their gills, which flushes out their whole system.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And I read an article that years ago, and I don't remember who it was that wrote it. And he said it's the healthiest fish because it's the coldest water fish that you can
Oh yeah.
eat. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't like trout." And I said, "Well, you like crappie and walleye?" "Oh yeah, I love crappie." I said, "Well, then you'd like the way I cook my trout." And then they would deny it until I had an old boss like that in Springfield.
Yeah.
Brought in a big old bowl of leftovers. He says, "What's that?" I said, "Trout." And he goes, "I don't know." I said, "All right, well, I'll leave me some when I come back in." I get back in around 4 o'clock, and I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna get to eat some leftover fish.
Yeah.
Whole friggin' bowl was gone. I said, "What happened to all the trout?" And he says, "Well, that's pretty good stuff, don't it?" So, well, hey, Dan, now you do in the summer. You don't use a lot of waders. You do a lot of just wading, straight wading, don't you?
Yeah. A lot of wet wading, and I mean.
And they call that wet wading, right?
Yeah, wet wading with gravel guards to keep the gravel and stuff out of your
shoes.
wading boots.
Now, are you using just junk tennis shoes, or you use wading boots, or what do you
I
use?
just usually use my Sims boots, and they're pretty lightweight, so even when they're taking on water, you can't really notice they're there. And putting gravel guards on them to keep the gravel and sand out of there.
Now-
Super helpful.
I did a mistake last year, and it was before I realized you were here. I bought a pair of the wading socks that Charlie's Readings in Lebanon,
Yeah.
and they were the corkers. And he didn't tell me when I bought them. He just said, "Yeah, they're wading socks." Well, I thought I was going to be able to put my freaking tube socks on and just
Yeah.
wade up to below the top of my boot.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up accidentally going over my boot and
Yeah.
it soaks my whole foot. I was like, "What the hell? This thing's supposed to be." So I realized they're actually wading socks.
Yeah.
You just put them straight on.
Those gravel guards.
I thought I was shooting, man. We'll just use the freaking boot and with bare feet and put the gravel guard on.
Yeah. That's most of the way we go now. It's pretty nice now.
So now, do you? And I haven't waded any spring creeks like you and your wife have done. So you guys just did straight wading, didn't use any waders.
Yeah, we're pretty much, we just go in and, slip in there. And the other thing is there's not as much setup, and you don't have to pull on your gear and all that stuff, and you pretty much can go in there with a real small pack or, just.
So now you
Fire
staying
rod pack
2 or
and
3
then-
hours, or you staying a while? Or what?
Generally in the evenings we get 2 to 3 hours or something like that in there, and then just sort of slip in whenever you can. Always keep the rods in the truck.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Just in case.
Well, now that I got this big truck, I did notice it's got a couple things sticking out on the side. So I'm still wondering if a half deal, the River Criver
Yeah.
might work, because I'm being careful. But now that I'm looking to get a fifth wheel camper, that'll end up being my home.
Yeah.
And I found out I don't have to actually get a fifth wheel.
Yeah.
I can buy the connection that fits onto it and we'll hook it to my gooseneck.
All right. That's pretty awesome.
And it's if you get the Reese, now they've got 2 or 3 different kinds. If you get the Reese, it has you put air to it and it
Yeah.
blows up the bubbles. So it has that shock absorbent. And they said it really helps the wear and tear on your frame of your truck, and helps the trailer wear and tear.
Yeah.
But it hooks straight to your gooseneck. You don't
That's
have
pretty
to hook it
awesome.
to a fifth wheel.
Yeah, it's out. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
But it's like, the newest one's like almost $4,000, but it's a 22.5 ton. And then the older model, well, I say older, it's probably not that old. It's a 20 ton, and they only want $19.99 for $2,000 per head.
Yeah.
Versus the other one. So and you're getting, I mean, 20 grand to me would be plenty,
Yeah.
because you're getting that shock ride. Or that,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, I got the turnover gooseneck in that. That's how I did that. Trying to pull the handle.
Right.
They don't have the hitch.
Yeah.
I gotta buy a hitch.
Oh yeah.
But I pulled the handle.
Yeah.
And because of the big tires, it's hard to get your hand in there.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to use a glove from now on, because I caught the edge of the body, the where the tire, right on the body part,
Yeah.
and ripped that whole friggin' skin off. Right
You
there.
didn't use the F words, did you?
No, I didn't. Just a freaking. Anyway, the guys, back to summertime fly fishing.
Yeah.
What kind of flies do you recommend for summertime? Because you're getting a lot of hatches now.
Yeah, there's
Throughout the summer.
depending on smallmouth or trout, whichever way you want to look at it. I mean, we were talking a little bit about smallmouth in these conditions and things like that, and a lot of people have been talking about the bite's been a little bit off over the last couple weeks, and we've had a little bit of lower water conditions in a lot of situations, the water being real clear.
And you
so
wouldn't think,
Yeah.
because all the rain we've had.
yeah, and so the smallmouth have sort of, they're hanging deep and around structure, things like that. And, whenever they're coming up and feeding normally, like they do sort of at the front edge of the buckets and right behind the riffles where the oxygen is incorporated, they've been hanging a little deeper over the last couple of weeks. And so people have had a little bit more difficulty, catching as many fish as what they traditionally post spawn. And so it's just been a little bit weird, but that's sort of where they're hanging. And the trout, like I noticed the other night whenever we were fishing, it took them a little while to come out. In the evening, I fished in the evening the other night, and I was fishing white streamers in the evening, and had pretty good success there. And a little bit of larger stuff too, fishing some larger just standard stonefly patterns and things like that have been pretty successful, and really catching them on the lower part of the drift, like on a more on the swing, and things like that.
It's kind of like on a wet fly.
Yeah, and so that's been pretty successful,
And you talk about that, I have never caught a trout on a swing.
Yeah.
And it's got to be fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of difference in how you set the hook and things like that, because like really, the trout set, once you get sort of quartered downstream, the trout's coming up to grab your fly, and then if you trout set, you're pulling it out of their mouth a lot of times. And so they sort of have to hook theirself. Yeah, they sort of have to hook theirself, and then you're trying to, especially now, trying to get them out of the main current and over to where the water's a little slower, so that you can navigate landing them a little bit easier too, without stressing them as much.
Well, hey guys, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with the second segment of this of White Buffalo Fly Shop anniversary. And maybe we're going to get Dan to do a little short commercial here. Stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome to the commercial part of this podcast. And Dan's got some new stuff he just brought in the store. Actually, I kind of turned him on, I guess, to the nippers.
Yeah.
Because I lost a pair, and I'm one of these kind of guys. I've lost 3 of these things.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks because they're cheap, but they're not cheap. But I just don't like losing stuff. But and I tried, and now I've got the magnet, but I didn't have one in my chest pack, in the smaller one. So I got to put a magnet in there so I can reach down and grab stuff like that. Because I lost 2 pairs in Merrimack Spring, and then just a little over a month ago when I was at Bennett, I lost the 3rd pair.
Yeah.
And it really sucks. Anyway, but Dan's got these in, he's carrying them, and I like the heck out of them. And Caleb's the one that turned me on to them. So why don't you tell us a little bit about them there, Dan?
Yeah, Donnie's favorite tool. We got the Rogue Quick Draw 4-step, so these are pretty cool. They have a carabiner latch that goes in there, and then also the scissor jaw, which is nice. Got a nice flat jaw in there too with the hemostat combo, and so sort of reduces the amount of stuff that you got to carry if you're carrying scissors, and then also hemostats, and so that's one way to reduce your amount of tools that you're carrying with you.
The only thing I wish that they would be a little longer.
Yeah, a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the quick draw.
Just the head part.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
So that they're closer to the hemostat length. I mean, not the full length of some of them, because some of them are too big.
Yeah, Loon makes a really nice tool there.
Loon's a good product. It's like a freaking fish pond to me.
Yeah, nice heavy duty, heavy stuff. And they have their unconditional guarantees on those. And we were talking a little bit about fish release in the earlier segment, and Loon makes an ergo quick release
is that
also.
one of the things you run down the line to the hook?
Yep,
really?
And those are really good summertime tools.
Is that a extender or is it?
Yeah, so these guys, they it's a hand
so it's a
tool.
telescope?
This one doesn't telescope, but it's a standard ergo quick release. You run it down the line, you push into the hook.
Push the hook, okay.
It's super easy to remove the hooks from them. You can also make these things out of a wine cork and a pigtail type of a thing, piece of wire, and so you can make these real inexpensively, or you can go with the
So now, guys,
Loon tool.
I've had a few trout with my nymphs. They would get it down in their throat, and I ended up keeping a couple because with even the nipper with the hemostats, trying to pop it out, you'd still make them bleed because of where it was at.
Right.
It lodges in there and it's hard to get them. So that would really come in handy to help.
Yeah, it's helpful.
Because, I mean, trout will bleed just easy, just like that.
Yeah. And it goes along sort of like with the disgorger that you make out of a popsicle stick, to where you can push in and get those removed without having to handle the fish too much. And those are pretty nice tools to have.
Okay.
For sure. But that's another way to do your summertime fishing. That's pretty helpful there.
All right, guys, that's the commercial part of this segment. We're going to kick back to the second part of this podcast show. Anyway, hey guys, welcome back to the second part of this segment. And we're going to talk a little bit about the first anniversary here at White Buffalo Fly Shop. Are you having a party?
More of just a drop in, you know. People are invited
So
to
now
drop
you've
in
already
and-
done that, right?
No, not yet.
I thought you said you did that this week.
But just pretty much today. Just people drop in.
Because I made the comment, you always have it when I'm not.
Oh. Oh. No, just a drop in. Just drop
So
in.
you're doing it today?
Yeah, just drop in, say
Oh,
hello.
so that's what the cake is
Yeah,
for.
and then we have cake here for people and things like that. Got a couple trout balloons. It's all
Well,
exciting.
now this ain't going out today, guys, so you'll end up missing out.
Right? Yeah.
It's not like we're
Just
doing
real
live.
informal, you know. I know people are busy and stuff like that in summertime, so we didn't want to be an inconvenience
So-
anyway.
Tell us a little bit your voyage adventure here with,
Yeah.
with the new shop.
Yeah, I mean, we made it a year, unbelievably, and so we started out with the idea to create a
And if you
community
make it a
fly.
year, you can survive.
Yeah, we made it a year,
Of
and
course,
we
you want to probably break even. But,
yeah
right? You know what they say, first couple of years you break even.
yeah fly shops are more about forming community and things like that, man, and they
Yeah, but you are,
you know.
you were like Charlie Reading's Fly Shop, or say maybe Larry's down at Bennett Spring, versus Bass Pro Shop. You're a pro shop.
Yeah.
Bass Pro Shop is a box store that.
Yeah, we're a
thanks to the pro
specialty shop. Yeah, we're a specialty shop. We try to tailor things a little bit more for people who
Yeah.
like their entire development.
Well, see, I say that because
Yeah.
archery shops are pro shops versus your box store
Right. Yeah.
for archery.
Yeah, and so we'll have the better quality, more more unique, different kinds of things in here, and
Versus what Bass Pro.
yeah, and more about education, more about community, more about all those things that make it important for everybody.
Well, and,
Always having a place to gather for people.
and I've told people before down in Merrimack Spring, this past year when I'm running and we're talking about fly fishing, they said, well, we got some shops St. Louis. I said, yeah, you got some. I said, but he's always here close by if you need anything. And I said, and he's a pro shop. He's not, he specializes in strictly fly fishing. He's not a spin cast fishing box store or a regular box store for fishing supplies.
Yeah.
And I hope, and I'm sure that somebody may approach you in the future, and I hope you don't go that route for spin cast stuff.
Yeah.
You stay strictly
Yeah, absolutely.
fly
I mean,
fishing.
the thing about this also too is that we have a lot of jig fishers around too, and they participate in the community too, because we have a lot of those guys that are, tying a lot of those things with our materials and stuff like that. And so, but we want to stay pretty specialized. Yeah.
The jigs I understand, because I used to tie my own rubber legs,
Right.
but I was using bass fishing skirts to tie
Yeah.
them, and
Yeah.
that was before I started going to any pro shops,
Yeah.
or even getting stuff at Charlie's. I'd go into Bass Pro and buy the jig heads already on,
Right.
and I'd stick them in model paint
Yeah.
for the colors,
Yep.
which I found out later that the model paint chips real easy, so I started
Yeah.
using nail polish.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I figured out that I just use sewing thread for the bodies. And that's how I was learning to tie, was jigs.
Yeah.
And then I'd buy the bass skirts and click them off to make the 4 rubber legs
Oh
and tie
yeah.
them in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
very cool.
how, and of course, I use super glue with that stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
the bass skirt didn't melt as easy as
Yeah.
like a squirmy worm would.
Yeah.
But that's what and then when I went fishing at Bennett Spring, the section I liked fishing in with jigging at that time with the spin cast, you couldn't use the rubber because that was a no-no in zone 2 and zone 1.
Sure, yeah.
So I just rip off the legs
Yeah.
and use the body.
Mhm.
And I'm still handling my fish in 15, 20 minutes. Everybody's looking at me like, what are you using, man? I had one kid, I was flaying my fish, he said, what did you use to catch all them fish? You caught a whole bunch of them. I said, so I pulled off the little jig that I tied and
Yeah.
gave it to him.
Yeah.
But I said, if you don't know how to use it properly, you're not going to catch the fish.
Yeah.
You know? And that's kind of same with fly fishing too, I would think.
Yeah, there's a lot of crossover and stuff like that going on too, with more jig patterns and things like that coming out, and larger flies, meat whistle.
But what I was talking
things like
about,
Yeah.
I hope you don't go that direction, is
Yeah.
the lures.
Oh, sure, yeah, we don't need to do that. There's plenty of stuff to
Yeah.
learn in fly
strictly
fishing.
fly, yeah.
Yeah, we have plenty of
Well,
things
because
to
I
learn.
know that the place that old boy passed away last winter, Angler Outfitters at Tanacoma,
Okay.
they started carrying, what's his name's, lures. They were strictly fly fishing. I'm like, what'd you do that for?
Yeah. Yep.
I said, you just crossed over that line of
Yeah.
not being a strict pro shop, fly shop,
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. I hope you didn't go that
Yeah.
direction. But why don't you tell the audience here, Dan, that in the past year, how much you've grown? What percentage would you figure?
Oh goodness, I don't know.
Because you picked up a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, we started out with the essentials and things like that. Of course, fly lines, tippet, leader, all those things.
And you've gotten a lot in here now.
Yeah. And we tried to add. It sort of ended up maybe one brand or so every month or every couple months. And to where, we're pretty well full service now, and there might be some particulars that might be missing, that people might be like brand specific on things, but we definitely have the entire service of everything, and we're getting into where we're specializing in local fly patterns and things like that too, and that's fun working with different guides, and Billy's developing stuff especially for the shop, and any ideas that people have, it's fun to sort of to work on that stuff now.
Yeah, you got Master Fly Tire, Mr. Billy Egger back there in the corner. We tried to get him on here, but he does a lot of time flies for you.
Yeah.
Does a lot of them sell?
Yeah, absolutely. We
He just showed me the new hippie stomper.
Yeah. We try to keep where we have the fly selection sort of rotating too, based on seasons and things like that. Like now we're focusing on poppers and larger
And he's
streamers
going
and stuff
outside
like
the box from a lot of traditional stuff too.
Yeah, that's the thing, is trying to, things that we're having success with out in Spring Creeks and things like that, bringing those ideas back and be like, well, try this or try that, and try to, see if we can tailor it to
Be
some of those
outside the
situations.
box instead of just your normal.
Yeah.
Because you know what, and I had a guy make a comment here last week, and here's a hippie stomper, guys. I don't know if you can see this. You won't be able to see it on Spotify, but take a look at that on the YouTube channel. That's pretty cool the way he did that. Pretty awesome. Now you said that was a size 8, Billy?
Yes.
Size 8, you can put a, what do you figure on a net for a dry hopper?
Well, you'd probably get up to,
Or
well,
dry,
that thing's pretty,
dry net.
that thing's pretty substantial. I mean,
So you could put what, probably a 16
at
net
least,
on maybe?
yeah, at least, yeah.
So yeah, guys, Billy's tying these if you want to come into the White Buffalo and check them out. That's a pretty cool looking hippie stomper. It's still got to be a doper to do that. First time I seen that, I was like, man, I bet they had stone when they made that. That and the purple haze. But Anyway, this is pretty awesome. You're going to be celebrating your 1 year anniversary today.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So is today Father's Day?
I think tomorrow's Father's Day.
Is it? And you open on Father's Day?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, tomorrow.
What you got? Have I kind of my input on stuff? Was that made you bring a lot of stuff into?
Yeah, we had a lot of people that recommend certain tools or brands and things like that, and so because
now has my suggestions paid off for you? I mean, people buying
in a lot of cases for sure. Yeah, they're great tools, and we try to make sure that we have the best quality stuff because I don't want to really have the issues with some of the poor quality tools and things like that.
Well,
so sticking to things
and I kind of let you know what stuff I don't like. And then he thinks I'm grumpy.
Just today, Donnie. Just today.
But Dan, congratulations on a year. Let's hope you get quite a few more. Right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
But guys, hey, we're gonna cut this off. I had to con Dan into doing this. Tried to get him to do it the last weekend, and I don't feel like it today. And I said, all right, you're gonna do it today, because I've got to get one posted up. But anyway, guys, thanks for dropping in and checking out the show. Have you got an ending song for this?
I don't think so. You have to make something up. Maybe you should sing it to me.
No, I have to. Purple Haze all in my brain. And then we'll have the hippie stomping. What was they probably hippie stomping to? Iron Butterfly back then?
Maybe so.
Thank y'all for listening and watching. Living real life outdoors. Hoping you were more informed and educated on hunting, fly fishing, product reviews, hunting and fishing interviews from men and women of the outdoors. Archery and firearms too. Remember, we are stewards of the land and conservationists of the wildlife. Pass it rude and take a care, or someone else takes a miss. Living real life outdoors. From your host. Until next time. Keep your guns oiled.